Right now, we are tracking a half dozen fires across Colorado. Most started over the weekend, so firefighters have been working for days on containment during extremely dry and dangerous conditions. Here's a look at where those fires are, the 6 of them from the western slope to the high country and down south as well. Thanks for joining us at 4, everyone. I'm Phil Lipoff.
And I'm Sam Shocker in for Kim Christensen. We have team coverage of those fires, prompting evacuations across the state. First, though, we want to get straight to weather impact team meteorologist Jaden Knowles with a look at your forecast. Jaden, unfortunately, it is perfect conditions for fires.
It really is. Not perfect conditions for those firefighters. And we're talking about gusty conditions as well as just the heat, and it's affecting everyone out there. So here's that wildfire satellite looking at all the wildfires across Colorado and also parts of Utah. The 2 new ones are that Willow fire as well as the Aspen Acres fire just down towards Pueblo. And that Aspen Acres fire is growing pretty rapidly there. There's already evacuations in place for that. So red flag warnings will continue throughout the day, especially over towards the high country, the western slope, Douglas and Elbert counties. You are included with that, especially south along the I-25 corridor. So here's the reason why it's just not perfect conditions. We're talking about really windy and gusty conditions across the high country, even further down towards the south. We're seeing wind gusts close to 40 miles per hour. And yeah, you probably noticed over the weekend, it is pretty hazy out there. They have just expired that air quality alert for the metro area at least, but parts of the foothills and further over towards the west, you are still in that air quality alert. I know a lot of people are feeling that, especially if you have respiratory issues. But as far as temperatures go, warm and hot temperatures, talking about the summer-like temperatures, the upper 80s as of right now. We're going to continue warming up the next couple of days, but overall later on in my full forecast, we'll talk about some rain chances. Hopefully that can help out with these fires. Phil?
Well, that is the hope, Jaden. Thank you. Today, we learned the names of the 3 firefighters who died in the line of duty this weekend fighting the Snyder fire. Emily Barker, Nick Hutcherson, and Sydney Watson. All 3 were assigned to the rifle helitak crew, and they were working on the ground when they were overcome by the fire on Saturday. 2 other firefighters were also hurt. We are still at this hour working to learn more about how they are doing.
Mark Salinger joins us now from Fruita near one of the largest fires currently burning in our state, the Snyder fire. Mark, you just got an update from officials there within the last hour.
Yeah, we did, Sam and Phil, and we can answer that question, Phil, that you just asked. Those 2 firefighters who were injured are currently in the burn unit at Anschutz Medical Center there in Aurora. So that's the latest update on them. They are continuing to receive medical care. Today, we also learned the names of the 3 other firefighters who we just heard from there. They're from the rifle helitak team, which is just a couple miles down the road here, I-70 from Fruita, where this fire camp and this fire incident base is right now. Just a couple of minutes ago, we heard from the governor, both Colorado senators, the chief of the Colorado Division of Fire Prevention and Control, several federal wildland fire chiefs as well, detailing what they could share about what happened in this situation. There aren't a whole lot of details that are coming out right now about specifically what happened when these 5 firefighters were fighting the Snyder fire on Saturday when all of this went down. We're told that there was a burnover situation where those 5 firefighters were caught as the fire advanced and they had to deploy their emergency fire shelters. 3 of them did not survive. The other 2, again, still in the burn unit at Anschutz Medical Center. Mike Morgan is the chief of the Department of Fire Prevention and Control here in Colorado, and we wanted to ask him just how dangerous the fuels are right now, how fast the fires are spreading. We've seen fires pop up all across the state. This is what he said about the conditions in Colorado right now.
Conditions are brutal, most extreme conditions we continue to see. We keep talking about unprecedented, and we say it every year, and I don't believe in unprecedented anymore. Every year, it's getting worse and worse and worse.
We went down just a short time ago to the Garfield County Airport where the rifle helitak team was based. All the flags are flying at half staff right now. There's a fire station, a federal wildland fire station right there. There are flags outside and flowers out there in their memory as well. Just a somber day here on the western slope as these firefighters continue to fight this 28,000 acre fire while also mourning their colleagues who were killed. Live in Fruita, I'm Mark Salinger, 9 News.
Yeah, and Mark, difficult indeed. That's why they call them the bravest, though. They're going to get out there and continue to fight. Mark, thank you. More help is on the way for firefighters on the Western Slope. Today, West Metro Fire Rescue sent 2 crews, wildland firefighters and their rapid extraction module support team. That team is trained in both wildland firefighting and technical rescue. So if a firefighter is injured out there in the field, they can give them medical care right there and then get them out safely.
Also, a new fire started today, prompting evacuation southwest of Pueblo in the Aspen Acres neighborhood. It is called the Aspen Acres Fire, and at last estimate has burned nearly 2,500 acres, about 4 square miles, and it is entirely uncontained. Hundreds of people living in the towns of Bela and Rye have been forced to evacuate. And this extreme fire danger has been a good test of emergency alert systems across our state.
Steve on your side, as you know, has been reporting on wireless alert systems for years now. 9 News consumer investigator Steve Snyder says this weekend was proof of how effective those tools can be.
Okay, yep, it's time to pack up.
If the plume of smoke and the flames weren't enough of a message, these campers got another, telling them a fire was burning near Turquoise Lake and they needed to go.
From what I've seen, everybody was really on top of the alerts.
Brian Bovaird is the emergency manager in Summit County, the first person to school me on wireless alerts after failures during the Marshall Fire nearly 5 years ago.
What's nice is that we've gotten to a place now where these aren't a new tool. It's not a novelty. It's not something that people are still figuring out.
For those of you unfamiliar, a wireless emergency alert is what we all commonly think of as an Amber Alert. It goes to all phones in a geographic area.
They're so valuable because those are not an opt-in service. And especially in these mountain resort communities, we rely on those heavily because people that are there for the day, for the weekend, for the week, they might not be wanting to opt into a specific alert system.
The message from Lake County was specific, told folks what's happening and where, and most importantly, what to do. Bovaird says it's one of the most effective tools emergency crews have, but he says anyone spending time outside while our state is a tinderbox needs to remember this.
Probably the most important message here is those wireless emergency alerts are dependent on cellular signal. So if you look at your phone and you have no signal, you're not going to receive that wireless emergency alert.
His cell service in Lake County this afternoon, proof enough of that.
Wow, okay, let's go.
Bovaird says campers and hikers need to be mindful of the weather and the fire conditions before they head out. And they need to know whether or not they're in a place where they'll get the message.
Yep, it's time to pack.
So with fires burning around the state, this is also a good time to remind everyone to sign up for your county's opt-in emergency alerts as well. You want to get as much information as you can, right? I would search for the name of your county and emergency alert to learn how to sign out. I'm Steve Snyder. Steve on your side, 9 News.
Steve, it's important to point out when things do go as planned because we've had some snafus recent in the metro area.
Spent an awful lot of time reporting on mistakes, the several messages that Denver sent out earlier this year that went out further than they were supposed to. We've talked about bad messaging and alert messages before. What was really refreshing was to log into the system and look at all the messages that went out this past weekend and see. In each of those cases, they used what the threat was, what you should do, and where the threat was. So everybody had all the information they needed to know in that emergency situation to do what they needed to do to get out.
Yeah, I know just as a mother, I would want that. I would rely on that in order to save myself and my family.
Absolutely.
So when it works,
thank
goodness, it's life-saving.
It does. I mean, it gets to everyone. Yep. That's the key. You want to try to reach everyone you can. Now remember, you got to have cell service. So keep that in mind if you're out and about.
All right, Steve, thank you. Some campers are out of luck after the Willow fire burned 1,400 acres. That's nearly 2 square miles near Leadville. The Lake County Sheriff's Office says no one has been hurt, which is the good news, and no buildings have been burned so far.
9 News reporter Amanda Gilbert spoke with campers whose summer plans have been upended by the fire.
We're right here.
Bruce Brandt had to pull out the map after seeing his camping trip plans have changed.
I was supposed to stay here in Baby Doe, and there's a forest fire up there. They got the road blocked.
Lake County Sheriff Heath Speckman says the Willow fire is on Forest Service land. They're working to keep it away from Leadville.
Pulling as many resources as they can to address this. As you know, they're pretty stretched thin with all the other fires going on in the region.
They evacuated around 50 campers and hikers at Turquoise Lake, west of town.
Wow.
Hunter Diamond and his friends were one of the people who broke camp early.
We just saw initially just a small black plume of smoke.
They captured video before heading back quickly.
It's like right over that hill.
All we knew is that, there was a big plume of smoke coming from, the direction of where our entrance was.
It's too soon to tell whether the Willow fire will impact the upcoming holiday weekend.
And we'll always prioritize the safety of our public, especially with the fire so new and the 4th of July so close.
Got to find someplace new to park my trailer.
For now,
exactly.
Bruce is rerouting.
He said they're evacuating. They're not letting anybody up there. So
He's just glad everyone is okay.
Out of luck.
In Lake County, Amanda Gilbert, 9 News.
The Lake County Sheriff said the cause of the Willow fire is still under investigation. He said the fire started in an area near several trails, adding that there was no reports of lightning at the time.